This life of mine, well, it's teaching me so many things, like how to love and how to lose and how to choose. Walking through this.
Well, hello, this is Linda Carbonneau, and welcome to another edition of Walking Through Life. Today we have another exciting show. I have with me here Sheila Vowinkel.
Correct.
Did I actually say that right?
Yes, you did.
Oh, that's...
You could practice, but
Okay,
yes,
yeah,
no, you said
Vowinkel.
great. Great.
That was easier than I thought, see? I'm really...
Life is easy.
I know, can be.
Yeah.
But you're going to be running for state representative for the Windsor?
Windsor 4-2.
Windsor 4-2.
Yes. So that's White River Junction, Hartford Village, part of Quechee, and part of Hartford as well.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So are you excited? This is the
Well,
first time, so I heard.
Well, yes. It's yes, I'm very excited. It's a little bit exhausting. Like I was telling you coming here, you know, you're still trying to handle a lot of other things, and I've been running a pretty interesting campaign. It's much more than I thought I'd be doing, but I'm learning an awful lot, and I've had a lot of people helping me, so that's been great.
So what do you think about the people you've been meeting? Have you been meeting a lot of neat people? Or?
Yeah, I have. I'll be going out door to door after the show. I try to go door to door 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a week. I think I'm reaching you. Oh, congratulations on your 500th show.
Wow, thank you. Yeah.
But I hope to be reaching my 500th door by the end of the week. So
that'd be good.
Yes, it's a little less than maybe I wanted, but I'm going to be walking probably every day the next couple of weeks. And you know, not everyone's home, so in this very busy time where people have to, you know, work, and there's 2-income families, and you don't expect, I go different times, but I think people work really hard to make ends meet, and so I always leave my card, and other than that, sometimes I get 50% of the people home, which is really nice, and everybody's just been extremely nice. I mean, yeah, it's been whether...
Well, you're kind of bubbly, so...
Well,
you know,
thank
people,
you.
People would take a
Yeah,
time to
nobody
you.
really has, you know, though sometimes I know I might not be who they're going to vote for. They've been extremely pleasant. And short conversations, you know, about what I'm running for, and they've seemed very appreciative about just meeting who it is. Like, that's almost enough, just seeing me and saying hi, shaking their hand and saying I want to meet the neighbors and that kind of thing. Some people we've had longer conversations, but on the whole, it's just been very pleasant. Hi, nice days. Vermont's beautiful, so I can't complain. That's been great.
Let's talk a little bit about where you came from. How could people know you in the area? What are some things you've done here? And you know, how long have you been here?
Oh, good. I love talking about that. I came up here in 1978, and I came from New Jersey, and my husband's from the city, and it just wasn't a fit. And we came up to Vermont to vacation once or twice, and you're going to laugh, but it was like all that traffic and consumerism and lights in New Jersey, just, I couldn't see like a reason or why to stay there.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
so
city,
I came up here
city.
in 78 when there was like, we joke, there was no 24-hour restaurants. There was no, I think there was Rich's department store and one movie theater by Rich's. And we really wanted to raise our family here. I needed to be able to breathe, and it's gorgeous. Yeah. And it's one of the reasons that I'm running, because I really want to protect what Vermont stands for. I go back because I still have some family in the city, and once in a while we like to go because we love, once in a while we need that city energy, you know, the films and stuff. But when I pass over from driving and I pass over the sign that says, "Welcome to Vermont," I just go, oh. And I joke and I say, how many times can you be on the highway? Like, this is the real highway. Sometimes we'll come back late, it's 1 in the morning, and there's not a car. Like, it's like 95. Would you ever find no cars? You know, so it's just a very
You've
big
grown a very
relief.
good appreciation for Vermont. So.
I love Vermont,
Vermont.
and I
Yeah,
love
me
White
too.
River.
Yeah.
And I had 2 children go through the White River schools,
Oh, nice.
White River Elementary.
Yeah.
So I still know a lot of the teachers and the staff down there, which is lovely. And so we raised our kids here. We worked here. We work locally. My husband came up and had started Upper Valley Youth Services, which was
nice.
years ago.
Yeah.
And I worked at WISE, Women's Information Service.
Nice.
And started the Battered Woman and Rape Crisis program
Good.
for them.
Yeah.
So we both were in social services here for a really long time. And I still just, even today, I'm going out walking, and I was like, God, it's a great day to be going walking. So
It sounds to me like you've got a unique, or not a unique, but an awesome appreciation for Vermont and the people in Vermont, and maybe with your background through social services and teaching and all of that, that part of you that cares so much, you know, that you go out and work for WISE and you start all these programs. This is kind of like the idea of something that you would like to bring to Montpelier.
Absolutely. It was a hard decision to make because I've been teaching for 16 years and school counselor. And I worked in the middle school for 13 years, which I have to say that it's very cute because every time I tell anybody who doesn't really know me, they're all like, oh, the middle school? People think like the middle school. I loved the middle school.
Yeah.
I think that age kid is just exciting, and
Yeah.
I loved it. And then I went over to Dothan Brook School
Yeah.
and worked with the little kids, and I love that as well. And just coming here, I was behind the school bus, and 3 of the little kids from Dothan Brook School saw me behind, and they're going, yeah, and I missed them.
Well, they're our future, you know.
I know.
They're going to be voting the next
I
time.
know,
Yeah.
and I missed them. But
Yeah.
as I worked in schools, I realized that there was only so much that I could do within the walls of school and as an educator. The problems are way bigger than what we can do at school. And people were saying, you need to do this, this would be really great. And I think that natural inclination sometimes of women, and I'd love to talk about that a little further, is, oh, I can't do that.
Exactly.
Oh,
boy,
right?
this is my philosophy.
Oh,
right.
hello.
I used to tell myself that all the time, plus, you know, listen to other people say the same thing. You're right.
I kept saying, well, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah,
I don't,
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't do that. Like, oh no. Like, can't you find, and I put out some other names. I'm like, go ask so-and-so. Why don't you ask so-and-so? And I thought, you know what? All these years, I'm not practicing what I've been somewhat of an activist around women's issues, particularly around family violence
Right.
and those kind of things. And I thought, this is crazy. You know, you're just going to have to step over that and put it aside, the unknown, and maybe some of the fear involved of doing that, and it's a man's world, and how do you play into that, and do it. And I just did.
Yeah, and you know what I've always said is that sometimes we don't think that we've got a voice that needs to be heard, but it's so true that we do. We all have voices, and we should definitely use them, but sometimes it's too scary to do that. So I'm very glad to hear that you plunged in there and you've decided to.
And I did,
go
you know,
ahead and do that.
I thought about it and thought about it
Yeah.
and thought about
We
it.
need more
My
people.
head was going, you know,
Yep.
all the things, and I couldn't really go, okay. And then one day, I just said yes. Then I couldn't go back.
Yep.
And so it was kind of like somebody said, well, how did you do that? I said, it was time to make a decision, and I just said yes. And I'll share just one little story. Is my daughter is a political science major, and she's going to be turning 30 in a couple weeks. And she's run and worked on many national campaigns. Mary Landrieu, who's a wonderful woman from New Orleans. She lives in New Orleans, my daughter. And some people out in California, and she worked with Emily's List, which is a wonderful women's political group. And she did the campaign corps. And so when I was doing this, I thought, you know, I've been telling my daughter for years, you know, that you have to get involved. And she said to me, Mom, like, what have you been telling me for all these years?
Yeah.
And I thought, you know, she's right. She said, I'll help you. I'll raise money for you. And you just got to do it. So, of course, I said, okay. And she has raised a fair amount of money for me. And she'll be embarrassed, but she wrote me this beautiful letter after and I said to my husbands and my girlfriends, I said, this is the price of admission. I mean, this is it. If nothing better happens about this campaign and this election, how honorable and wonderful to have this letter from my daughter. So it was sweet.
Right, and it sounds like you can be a very good advocate, not only for women, but for children, plus also for the businesses in town, and for being able to create a new spending thing in Vermont, you know, a new budget thing, caring about the people, the medical insurance,
Yes.
people with disabilities.
Yes.
If you're an advocate, like you
Yes.
said, if you're an advocate for women and children, within that, you're an advocate for many others. So I found out my way that you starting out saying that I'm just an advocate for mentally ill people. It didn't turn out that way. It turned out that then I was an advocate for veterans. I became an advocate for children, and then I became an advocate for elderly. And it's just like, this is what this show is all about. But I can see you taking that same road to the State House.
Yeah, it's right
Listening.
on here, being an advocate for the veterans,
Many.
elderly,
Many.
you know, compassionate care and,
Yeah.
and compassion for that. It's truly, at school, what did you see a lot of? Real struggling families, homelessness, not making ends meet, hungry
Yeah.
children. I'm here to tell you there are hungry children in
Oh,
Hartford.
yes, there are. There's hungry children, adults,
Yes,
everything.
there's hungry people. And to be, you know, that was a huge issue, as well as maybe a parent with a mental illness,
Yep.
and then struggling with mental health care and how to get it, and doctor's care and dentists. And so I'm very interested in compassionate care for all of those groups, as well as really wanting to learn about the new health care. I've gone to a
Yeah.
couple forums, but
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's going to be really, really helpful, particularly around it's not going to be dependent on being employed to
Yeah.
get the health care.
I know, yeah.
What problem is that, you know?
Yeah.
You get sick, you lose your job, and then what do?
Yeah. Then you don't have nothing, like, all over.
know.
It's like a
I
vicious
know.
cycle all over again, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or you don't have transportation
Right, yeah.
to get the health care you need.
Yep.
So, no, it comes out of all of those experiences, and I'm
Well, you-
excited about that.
Yeah, I am for sure, and I'm really excited because of you telling me that you're an advocate, because that's something that I stand for totally. But also, I want to make sure that people can hear out here in White River Junction. How can they find out more about you? Are you going to be in a certain place and do any town halls or any certain place campaigning? Can people find you on the internet, anything like that?
Oh, yeah. You can find me in your neighborhood going door to door. For those of you who've opened your door to me, they've already met me and got this great information, which just is a little snapshot of what I stand for, how to reach me.
Okay.
And I have these around.
Okay.
I will just visibly, like I'll be doing a honk and wave at 5 o'clock today. So,
Oh, where?
just on the corner, you know, down the big busy corner, you know, down the hill. What is that? 514.
Oh,
514.
yeah. You mean across from Corner Drug?
Yeah.
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 Oh.
And I'm going to be doing those, since we're getting closer, probably twice a week. I'm trying to think of what else. We've done, you know, the Democratic Party had a very big spaghetti supper, and we had a lot of people there. We had, I think, 250 people at that
Wow.
event, and that was a big event. And Congressman Peter Welch and I did a door-to-door in White River about 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
It was really fun. He's endorsed me,
Oh,
and we met at the fire station, and hello to all those firefighters out here are just so wonderful. Just wonderful.
Yeah.
They are just wonderful.
The police officers here are wonderful.
Yes, they are, because
I mean,
I've
they're
worked
quick to
with a lot of
respond.
them.
Yeah. They're very.
I am enamored of people who do that work as well.
Well, you know, and just to say one good thing about White River's police officers, too, is they're very good at being able to talk to people, people that are mentally ill or people that have addiction issues. I've found all of them to be very compassionate.
Yeah.
And it's just wonderful to see that, because you don't, I mean, you know, you go somewhere else, you may not find that, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what's so fun is because I was at the middle school all those years, I had a lot of their kids if they're local. So I know them also as parents.
Oh, yeah?
Like the firemen.
Yeah,
I've had a
yeah.
couple of the firemen kids and policemen's kids.
Did you ever think about bringing up a cake or something? I always thought about that. We used to do that when I was younger.
I bring
cookies to them.
I bring pizza to come my car.
Oh, there you
Repairman,
go.
the
Well,
Merchant
yeah.
Brothers, who have been in business how many years? I was driving past and they had my sign up on the corner, and I thought, God.
Well, signs are disappearing, just so you know.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, there's been a few.
I put up a few. Actually,
Yeah.
and they, you know, I just want to tell you, those signs cost $5.
Yeah, and they just up and disappear.
They cost
Just-
$5.
I mean, you can't even
and
put them
I
in
lose
front.
money.
You can't even put them in front of your house. I had some in
know.
front of my house, disappeared.
Yeah, we're working on that. But the Merchant Brothers are really, they're a local business. How long have they been, you know, on that corner? And I was thinking, we would bring in our cars there when we had babies in car seats. And I was just thinking how long that has been community, you know, like they're like family.
Right.
And I really do appreciate the local service people. And
Absolutely.
I
Yeah, I don't know
like
what we'd
that
do
I
without them.
know them. You know, and I like that you know
Yeah.
all these people. And hopefully they'll get out and vote and support me, and that would be great. So
Yeah, and I mean, voting is so important, but I think a lot of people, especially if they've talked to me in the past few years or so, this is why it's so important to get all the candidates on, because a lot of people come to me and they say, well, I don't want to vote because I don't know any of the candidates. But there's so many ways that we can get to know you, and this is just another way. And I think it's wonderful, you know. And I know the last time that I did a series of candidates from every walk of anything, that there was a majority of friends that went with me when I went to vote. There was like 25 people came along with me that had never voted before. And it just felt really good. So I always do like especially when I'm interviewing people, it's how important it is to vote, what a difference we can make, you know, because there's going to be people out there that just love what you stand for, you know.
and it is hard to figure out how to get that out. I
And
mean,
they may not have known you any other way unless
I
they watched you.
know. I'm hoping I'm hoping that because I've been in schools for so long, a lot of the parents, and you know what's kind of blowing my mind is I've gone to a couple of doors and they're homeowners, they have babies, and they go,
Yeah.
Mrs. Vowinkel, you remember me? And I'm like, oh my goodness.
They know you, yeah, they
They
know
know
you
me
are.
from when they were in 8th grade.
Right,
And
yeah.
they're voters now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I
And it's
just love that.
Yeah, and you know, that's the thing, is it's going to keep on going that way. You know, our children are going to grow every year to be able to vote.
Right, and I tease them. I said, well, what comes around goes around, because they know I've helped them when they
Yeah.
were in 7th grade or 8th
Yeah,
grade. And
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
okay. But, yeah, even if I know a voter doesn't like what I represent, I'm just like, I don't care, just get out and vote.
Yep.
You know, if
That's what's
nothing else,
the important is.
I'm going out and saying that I can register people. I'm pretty sure no one's asked me to register them, but I think I carry around my paperwork and I have to brush up, but I don't think it's hard, and I can register
Registering means
people.
you got to register for the first time to vote.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have paperwork, and you just have to
Yep. you
swear to
just-
something. And
Yeah,
fill the
that's
name
not
in.
that they're actually
Yeah.
casting the
Oh
votes.
gosh, no, I can't do that.
No, she's not
No,
actually
no.
asking to cast the vote. It's just
No.
to register to vote.
Register
That's
to vote,
it, yeah.
and
Which is so important.
yeah, absolutely. And the other thing that I really appreciate, I appreciate a lot of things in life, but is I really appreciate this new little town of White River. Because,
Yeah, I like this, huh? Me
when
too,
I,
yeah.
78, you know, we used to come to watch the trains.
Yep.
I would put the kids in the backpack and we'd watch the Amtrak. I knew when the Amtrak came by, and that was the big excitement. Hey kids, let's go watch the train come in and, you know, leave. And there was Woolworths.
Oh,
I don't know if you remember the old Woolworths.
Newberries.
Newberries, yes. And but what's happened to White River over the last 10 years, you know, in some ways, when the new buildings went up across from the courthouse, well, first when the courthouse went, I was kind of like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I really liked it.
Yeah.
And then when those new kind of buildings went up, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't know. But now, I just think it's fits in. It's fabulous. The Tip Top building, oh my God.
Right, yeah.
It's just lovely.
Beautiful place. We've got Revelations down the road that you do these fabulous fashion shows and Oscar nights, and CATV does all these events, and Tip Top. Well, I mean, you've got to get involved in White River. There's a two-barrel hall down there that brings all the.
I do all that.
Oh yeah.
Oh
See?
yeah.
See, yeah.
I go to Northern Stage. I've been a patron and a supporter of Northern Stage for I don't know how many years. Revolution. I went in with Congressman Peter Welch. I said,
did you?
need
Did
to
you?
come
Yeah,
to Revolution,
yeah.
and you need to shop because these are really cool clothes. So Kim was there, and we got some great pictures. But I think she was thinking, "What's going on?" I'm like, "But your store is like the coolest." I do yoga at least once or twice a week up in the Dreamland building.
Oh, nice, nice.
I try to only support businesses. I'm like the locavore, but I try to only support the businesses in White River. As we began the show, I told you what made me flee New Jersey was all those traffic lights.
Right.
So I don't go over to the other side as much. If I can get it here.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? If I can get...
I'm like going over to the other side of
I call it the
Where
other
in
side,
White River?
But I do call it the other side, where all those traffic lights and
Yeah,
roads are.
Yeah, yeah.
So if I can get the flower store,
Yeah.
how sweet is
Beautiful.
that?
Yeah, no.
So if I can get things here, that's where I go, you know?
Well, let me give you an invite then.
Okay.
Because the 27th, which is next Saturday, the town of White River has this great big,
Oh, I know.
huge. Oh, you know.
I've been
I'm
going
gonna be
to-
there.
oh my God,
I'm going
wait.
to have the camera there. Wait a
Oh.
minute. You guys, you got to be there. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm going to be running around with a camera. That's my event. I love that event.
No,
I'm gonna be
it's
there.
my event.
No, it's my event.
No,
Now,
it's
come on
my
now.
event.
It's
Okay.
actually going to end up at Two-Barrel Hall.
I know.
Yeah.
I know,
That's a
for the
great
party.
place. You've
Okay.
been there?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Guess who I went to
yes.
see first time there?
I saw Judy Collins.
I saw Eddie Money.
Who?
Eddie
Wait, no, I didn't hear what you said. Eddie Money?
Eddie Money, yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
said
2
Judy
tickets to
Co- oh.
Paradise.
Yeah, I saw a lot. I was bummed
Yeah.
when they went out.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
No, I have been, you're going to laugh.
Okay.
You just haven't seen me enough. But I have been going to the parade since they started when I
Oh,
was
I know, me too.
standing on the side, and there was like 8 of them, and they'd say, this is what I said. I remember them turning and go, no, you cannot stand on the side and watch. You have to be in the parade. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, you need to be in the parade.
Did you get in?
Of course we did.
Oh,
They
yeah,
made
of
us.
course, yeah.
So this year I'm doing a little event. It's on my Facebook, and we're doing vampires for Vowinkel. I've got a vampire group. So that
So
may
you're all
sound a
gonna
little
show up
weird
as
to you,
vampires?
but yes.
You're all going to show up as vampires.
Yes.
Oh, neat.
Yes,
Nice.
with my sign, Vampires for Vowinkel.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
I don't know how many people, there's been a few people that have been like, well, but I can maybe twist their arm. I think I missed it last year because I was in New Orleans, and I was kind of heartbroken about that. But sometimes we've done rainbow people, and all of us wear a different color, and then we try to stand so we look like, the rainbow. We always call it Rio Blanco.
Oh, yes.
On Halloween parade night.
Yes.
It's always like Viva Rio Blanco.
Yeah.
And my favorite part is, this is truly my favorite part, when the Amtrak train comes in and all these lunatics are out the road and you can see them looking.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that? Next time, look, they're looking and it's like, what
What's going on?
world are we in? Where did we arrive?
My favorite part of this whole Glory Days dance and everything was the monster petting zoo. Oh, my
yeah.
gosh.
Is that outrageous?
Yes. I just fell in love with it. I mean, it's so unique. You should see the kids, it's wonderful. And then every year that they've had that, they had the same band, Prior Beat, and I love them. I interviewed them way back when I first started the show. Wonderful.
Yes, they are wonderful.
so I gotta
are they
put a
going
plug-
are they coming
Yes,
this time?
they're going to be this year.
Okay.
So.
That's good. And, I was there a couple years ago. It truly is one of our favorite things to do. And they had the fire organ and the
I
fire
hope they
thing,
have that again.
And they had like firemen, but this is so funny because this is so White River. And the guys were doing these torches or whatever, and they set the bank on fire a little bit down by the water. I can remember David
David Briggs?
Ford. No, David Ford from the
David-
Main Street Museum.
Oh, yeah?
He's out there with the fire extinguisher. I turned around and goes, only in White River do you have the fire show and you set the bank on fire.
I know.
So I hope the fire organ's cool.
Yeah, it is. They've had so many unique things every year. You know, the fire organ, they had those fire twirlers the one year they had.
Those butterflies.
Yeah.
are
Oh,
beautiful.
does everybody love the butterflies? Or
Everybody
what?
loves the butterflies. Those were one of the original. Like,
Yeah.
if they had nothing else, they always had the butterfly.
Always,
There
yeah.
may be 10 other people, but they had the butterflies.
I remember one year they had the 3 men in the tub.
Yes.
Let's cry. How did we get on this conversation?
Okay, so
we're
let's,
talking, supposed to be talking about
we're
politics.
Okay, we're talking about how much I appreciate, but truthfully, that
Yeah,
is Vermont.
yeah, it
I
is.
mean, truthfully, that
Which
is
makes it
part of
special,
White
too.
River, and it makes it special. And if you don't protect some of those things, you know, like those are the things that I want my kids to be able to come back to. They remember that parade and come back and have it, and you know, so it's very important to me. I really love what's happened to White River. We've got some great business people.
Yes, we do.
We have great business people, a lot of women business people,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, that's right. We do.
Yes. So I will be there.
Oh,
And
that'll be
so-
fun because I'll be there too. I'll have to look for you.
Vampire, I
Yeah,
have to
that's-
figure out. I'm getting mixed up between vampires and what is the zombies, but somebody has straightened me out.
Somebody straighten you out about zombies.
The difference between vampires and zombies, but
Oh,
we'll go into that another time.
okay.
I was
that's
going to do vegan vampires.
Oh, vegan.
I made that
vampires.
up, a
Yeah.
vegan vampire, because
Isn't vegans when they don't eat
meat and stuff, so I figured they could only suck the blood of a vegan.
Here you go.
Sorry, we got to get off this.
That's good. No, that was good. I loved it.
I just made that up. Well, let's get back to politics. Did you like that?
I did.
You're never going to vote for me now.
No, you got me cracking up on that
Okay, but I do have to say,
one. I'm having fun.
I do have to say that I have the most wonderful treasurer. This fits in. I had one of the first things I did. The campaigns, like the first thing I had to do was I had to get a treasurer and I had to open a bank account.
Yeah.
Which was like the first step.
Yeah.
And immediately I thought, oh, who would be my treasurer? And so Chuck Worcester, do you know Chuck Worcester?
Chuck Worcester. Why does that name sound
He was
familiar?
on the select board
Yes,
a couple years
yes.
ago. He is a incredibly bright person and committed to community supportive agriculture.
Yep.
And he has a beautiful farm up on Orizano Road, Sunrise Farm, and he does community supported agriculture, of which I've been a member, and that's another big issue for me. For 12 years, I used to live down on Rustic Road below his farm, and it's just wonderful. And I figure if he can run that whole farm thing, he could be my treasurer.
Right.
And so I don't know how I got started, but we were talking about vegan. That's right.
Yeah.
He and I were talking about vegan, and I'm very much wanting to support community agriculture, green Vermont.
It's so needed. Oh,
I got the endorsement of the Vermont Sierra Club
Oh,
and
nice.
the Sierra Club, an official letter, and I was
Right.
proud as
Yeah.
anything to get that because, you know, all the issues around that. I appreciate the work he's done up on that farm, and I see how much work it takes to do. So he's my treasurer.
No.
That was my first step, and I was like, we went down to the bank
the
together.
farm
and opened
stands are
account.
just so important. People love them, and now people that are low income can use their food stamps to get their fruit and vegetables there. So important.
Do you go to First Fridays?
What's First Friday?
First Fridays of the month here in White River. There's celebrations on the first Friday of every month. And
Tell me about this.
And that's how I've been also trying to be, you know, visible, but I always did it anyway. And they have free music. I'm here to tell you, it's great. They have free music, free. The
Where is
galleries
it?
here are open.
Where
They
is it?
It's right here. Like you just walk around. The galleries here are open, and they have refreshments.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The music usually is at the Tucker Box.
Yep.
Sometimes in the Coolidge.
Yep.
And then what I wanted to say was the last First Friday, they had that brick oven in the parking lot by the tracks. Have you seen that?
No.
Okay, well, a small
I'm gonna
group,
have
and
to check
I'm
this out.
dying that I cannot remember the group, but it's around making agricultural foods available for people of lower income. And they were cooking baked potatoes and in this
Nice.
little oven and giving
Oh,
out
I'm gonna have
people
to check this out.
information.
I'm definitely, so it's First Friday.
First Friday. So
I'm going to check that out, and I'm
it
going to
would
bring
be-
some of my friends with me,
Yeah,
too.
November, whatever First Friday would
First,
be.
I'm not sure. We'll find out.
I hope they don't cancel because the 27th is the big parade, you know.
No, yeah, no, I'm going to be there for sure.
Yeah.
But I want to encourage everybody, if you could, at the last moments here, give your information so that people can get a hold of you, find out more on the internet, all that stuff.
Okay, well, I do have these, I don't know if you can see them, but I do have them in different places.
Yep.
It has my mailbox. I have a mailbox in Wilder, which is box 1162, and that's in Wilder, Vermont. I have a Gmail account, which is Vowinkel with the 4, number 4,
Yep.
Vermont @gmail.com. And I have a Facebook account with events.
Well, I'll have to send
my
you
Vowinkel Zombie event is on my Facebook.
Well, so you have to check that out.
And that you just Google me, and then you'll get the Facebook.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the different ways you can get a hold of me. I also have a phone, but nobody will remember it. But it's on here. And I'll be on the corners often, I think.
You'll be at the parade on the 27th.
I'll be at the parade as a vampire.
As a vampire.
That people might not recognize me, but.
Well, if they're out there looking for Vowinkel's vampires, they'll probably find you.
Yeah.
I would definitely make sure.
we might
But
be a
I'm
little
gonna
group, or we might be a big group. You never know. I have no idea.
Well, I look forward to seeing you there, too.
Well-
And thank you so much for coming on Walking Through Life, and I hope you come back.
I would love to come
Yes,
back.
come back
Because
and
I
just-
didn't even.
Yeah, I know. Didn't even
Yeah.
touch anything. Yeah,
We
I know.
didn't- yeah.
We'll
I'd
have
love
to
to come
redo
back.
everything, see?
Yes, that would be lovely.
But
Thank
one
you
of the-
for having me.
You're welcome. Another message for you guys out there that you watch this show today and the past shows that I've done this month. Get out and vote. Get out and vote. Use your voice. Your voice matters. Like I said, you've got all kinds of choices, and you just need to get to know each candidate. And you can do that in so many ways. Newspapers, television, internet, Facebook, anything you want, you can do it. Let's see how many people we can get out there to go out and vote and meet me up to the high school on November 6th. And see what we can do about getting more people from here, from White River Junction, Hartford area, to get up there and vote. Let's make us an example. More people to vote. Okay, so anyway, this is Linda Carver, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Some days I can move mountains, and other times I can't get it right. But every mountain that some days I can move mountains, and other times I can't get it right. But every mountain that I'm climbing brings me one step closer. Raise my eyes to the morning, looking down a road that seems so rough. But if you ask me, I would tell you I still ain't had enough. Walking